Tonight on KGW News.
I would be an idiot to sit here and tell you that things are better today than they were 5 years ago.
Portland's mayor takes on the ever-worsening homeless crisis. How an emergency declaration today will change the city's response. Plus, COVID in schools. New guidelines could mean less time in quarantine for students around the state. Then later, signs of mass casualties on Russia's side of the invasion. Plus, a local nonprofit rushes to get supplies to help in Ukraine.
But we need to let them know that we're with them.
Your news starts now. And we begin tonight with big changes coming to Portland this summer. The City Council today passed a year-round ban on all fireworks, meaning no lighting or selling them. Catherine Cook shows us what led to their decision.
I vote aye. So the ordinance is adopted.
In a unanimous vote Wednesday, Portland City Council banned both the use and sale of fireworks in the city. Commissioner Joanne Hardesty, who oversees the Fire Bureau, introduced the ordinance. She said banning fireworks is for the safety of our community as we adapt to the unfortunate realities of climate change.
I think where we're at today, it was the right decision.
Portland Fire Marshal Carrie Schimmel.
We've seen the wildfires lately. We know there's a climate change. Last summer was extremely dry and with the extreme heat.
Besides that, Schimmel points to the numbers. From 2019 to 2020, you can see a rise in fireworks-related fires. Then last summer, a dramatic drop. That's after Portland implemented an emergency ban on fireworks use and sales. Still, 3 people died last summer after investigators say fireworks ignited a dumpster outside this Northeast Portland apartment building. Even so, not everyone supports the ban.
We believe the best solution there is education and awareness.
James Fuller is a fireworks safety expert with TNT Fireworks. He says the company partners with over 40 charities in Portland that raise money by selling their fireworks and won't be able to now. He also thinks the ban doesn't consider those who follow the law and light fireworks responsibly.
It's not really going to stop what's posing the biggest risk, both for noise pollution, but also for the risk to fire and injury. And that's the aerials that are being bought in jurisdictions where they're still legal. They're being brought in illegal to your community, and they're being put off.
I mean, you understand all the sides.
Fire Marshal Schimmel knows some people are disappointed. She gets complaints every year about regulations, but last year, she says things were different. She believes a sign of the times.
We had plenty of calls still, but it was more of the gratitude.
The ban will take effect April 1st. Fireworks will still be allowed for public displays with a permit. In Southwest Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Portland's mayor today issued another emergency declaration to try to deal with the housing crisis. Mayor Ted Wheeler says he knows it's worse than ever, and he knows people are frustrated. This declaration cuts through red tape and brings all homeless services, which are scattered across city bureaus, under one team. It's called the Street Services Coordination Center, and the mayor will run it. He said it will make clearing camps and getting people into shelters smoother. Mayor Wheeler is also one of several Oregon mayors pushing state lawmakers for more money to open shelters. He said the state and the feds need to do more to address this crisis, which is growing up and down the West Coast.
People can blame me if they want. If that's hopeful, go for it. But that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to be, the beanbag dummy. I'm here to work very hard to address the homeless crisis.
This is one of several emergency orders he's issued recently. Last month, he ordered a ban on camping along major roadways after studies showed the majority of pedestrians hit by cars in Portland are homeless. The 2022 legislative short session will soon come to an end for Oregon lawmakers. While some bills won't make it out of committee, others are moving along quickly. Alma McCarty checked in tonight on a few of the key bills filed this session.
In Salem, after lengthy public hearings and work sessions, lawmakers in the Senate and House are beginning to vote. One of the pieces of legislation getting a lot of attention would give farm workers overtime. House Bill 4002 passed the House Tuesday, and the Senate is expected to vote Thursday. If it becomes law, the measure would phase in time-and-a-half pay for agricultural workers over a 5-year period. It also includes a tax credit for growers to ease the financial burden for small and mid-sized farms. Those in favor say it's time to give farm workers fair pay after decades of them being excluded from basic workplace protections. Those against believe it will put family farms out of business and workers out of a job. Opponents are pushing hard right now to pressure lawmakers to vote against it. Senate Bill 1510, which addresses how police handle traffic stops and invests in restorative justice programs, is up for a third reading and possible vote in the House Thursday. The Senate approved the bill Tuesday. Supporters say it's a critical step forward, reestablishing trust between communities and law enforcement. Opponents argue the bill would make roads more dangerous, calling it soft on crime. And on Wednesday, the Senate approved Senate Bill 1536. This legislation ensures renters can install air conditioning units in their homes to protect themselves during extreme weather, limiting restrictions by landlords or homeowners associations. This bill, introduced after nearly 100 Oregonians died during last year's record-breaking heat wave. The bill now goes to the House of Representatives for consideration.
Lawmakers have to be done with the session no later than March 7th. That's next Monday. We will continue to follow these and other bills to see if they make it to the governor's desk. Stick with KGW for updates.
Thank you, Alma. We are just over a week away from the end of Oregon's universal mask mandate, and state education and health leaders are laying out new COVID plans for schools. After March 12th, districts will have control over how they manage masking and other restrictions. State leaders did come out today with some guidelines. They do away with extensive contact tracing and quarantine protocols for students and the general public. The state is no longer recommending quarantine for anyone exposed to COVID, only to those who test positive. The state still suggests schools notify those in the same classroom or bus route of positive cases. In terms of testing, the state is recommending parents be able to opt in.
This is a time we feel we can safely make these changes without increasing the physical risk of spread of COVID, and maintain that goal of keeping students in desks in front of talented teachers every day for the remainder of the school year.
State officials stress that even though some welcome the new mask mandate, others, especially those who have health risks or family members who do, may see this as stressful. So they're asking everyone to have patience and compassion through the transition. Portland Public Schools is planning to reduce the number of teachers next school year. The move comes because of a projected enrollment drop. During Tuesday's board meeting, the district said since funding is often tied to enrollment numbers, PPS projects funding will drop as well. Elizabeth Teal, president of the Portland Association of Teachers, said about 100 teachers have already been informed their positions will be cut.
As of late last week, I was told it is still 65 elementary teachers, and now it is 31 middle school teachers and a few other PE teachers at the elementary level.
KGW reached out to the district for comment and received a statement that said, in part, the reduction projections for teachers for the 2022-23 school year is just under 89. It's important to remember that these allocations are based on enrollment and funding projections.